Hey guys, I want to talk about the difference between being prepared and being a hoarder. There is a fine line. But a lot of people, they buy what they need for a couple days or for a week. And we have to start to think about what if there's, like we've been seeing, supply chain issues, banking issues, shortages. In emergency situations, it's always too late, you know? Why not be on time? And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about preparedness. I'm talking about having your essentials, your necessities, the things that really keep you grounded and calm and keeps everybody with some things around them that are normal so that they, have less stress and less anxiety when things are hard to get through, whether it's a power outage or whatever it is, having the things there to still be able to cook or still be able to have heat. They make a huge difference in an emergency situation. So I want to bring you guys along on my journey and the things that I've learned and things that I'm still learning. I mean, I learn every day. I love it. But all about being prepared. So really, you want to start with your basics. You want to make sure you have first aid. And there is nothing wrong about filling a 5-gallon bucket with first aid supplies, gauze pads and band-aids and, peroxide, alcohol, things that you might need in an emergency situation. Some tweezers, maybe some strips of cotton for bandaging, whatever, and having it ready. You know what? You might never need it, but if you do, you're going to be really glad you filled that bucket. And again, a lot of these things I get from the Dollarama, the containers of peroxide and alcohol, and, fill a bucket. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not, if you have the space, and it can be a small bucket. If you don't have a lot of space, start with something small. And, you can get, I put this in one of my other videos, but it's an older one. You can get buckets at the grocery store. You just go to the deli department or the bakery and you ask them if they have any buckets. Typically, they throw them out. So a lot of places, they'll give them to you or sell them to you super cheap. And they're food grade buckets, right? Like, that's the thing. You can use any bucket, but really you do want a food grade bucket. You are putting food in it. And for whatever reason, it's a better way to go. So, another thing is personal hygiene, like toothbrushes, toothpaste, dental floss. Like, you do not want to not have that stuff and end up with your teeth rotting because you can't take care of them, and you don't know how long the power is going to be out. But I mean, it only takes 48 hours for a cavity to form in your mouth. So having extra, and not just one tube. Again, take a bucket. If you have a big family, fill a big bucket. If you have a small family, fill a small bucket. But having like a good 6 months supply of the things that you need when it comes to your dental and your oral care. And some people have different things that they need. Some people have, like kids have braces, and having extra supplies means that you're just not going to run out, especially in a time when you don't need any extra stress. And that's what I mean by normalities, things that you're used to having. You can definitely fill a bucket with rice and beans and things like that. But if you don't eat them, there's no point in having them. Yeah, typically you could use it to barter with other people that have things that you need. But if you're talking just a bucket of beans, I'm not sure, right? You might want to have you jar it up into smaller portions or something. But have the stuff that you like and look into different ways of preserving it. Like, I dehydrate everything. So, if I make a big batch of spaghetti sauce, I dehydrate it and then I put it in a jar. So all I have to do to that jar is add water and I have spaghetti sauce. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not going to waste because I absolutely hate waste. And in my household, they don't like to eat leftovers. They got this thing with leftovers, right? So anyways, that's going to be a whole nother video, is how to deal with leftovers. So yeah, we got first aid, oral care, and then the foods that you like. Like, if you really like, tuna, then fill a bucket with tuna, you know, and it's a good protein. It's got a lot of good benefits to it. And proteins are really important. And, you know, back to the put what you like. If you like cheese, dehydrate up a bunch of cheese. You know, I have, because I love cheese. I've dehydrated bacon because I love bacon and I want to have bacon. So, you know, and everybody's going to be an individual on that. And look into canning. I mean, start with water bath. It's not really hard. And you can do water bath, and you don't have to have a special pot. You can just do it in a large enough pot. So the deal is with water bath, as long as you can cover your jars with an inch of water, you're good to go. And then as for putting something on the bottom, just put a tea towel down so your jars aren't directly on the metal, right? And yeah, it's, you know, and if it's a large pot, you really want to use something with a thick bottom so it retains that boiling motion. And all you have to do is add water as it goes down. And you know, they used to do all their canning. Like a lot of countries, they've never even heard of a pressure canner. They're like, what are you talking about? They do all their stuff, water bath canning. So I have a little bit on my channel about that, how it's the original way of canning. I have to be very mindful on YouTube as to the things I say and the directions I give, as some of it is not really a bonus to be talking about. So, but start slow. And if you don't have a dehydrator, put it in your oven, you know, put it on the lowest setting. I think I talked about that in one of my videos. And just, you know, have something to hold, something metal to hold the door open so that the moisture can escape. And you can use your oven. You don't want to like go out and leave your oven going, obviously for safety reasons. But it can be done. It can be done over a wood stove. It can be done near a fireplace. I mean, you're still going for the same end result, which is the thing, whatever you're drying, to be crispy and have no moisture left in it. But yeah, and then, you know, like I said, maybe I'll do a couple more videos on water bath canning meats, because I do my meats that way. I prefer it that way. I now do my hamburger, I guess you guys have seen probably. I do dehydrating it, and then I dry can it. So I cook the hamburger up and I put it in the jars without any water, and it's a way better flavor. I do this with like breakfast sausage crumble as well. So there's a lot of different things you can get into, again, depending on what you like to eat. I even did up wieners and beans because my family, it's like a comfort food thing. Sometimes they just want to have it, and having it in a jar all ready to go it's great. And then you can make it how they like it. Like my son likes a sweeter one, and my husband likes one with molasses in it. So there can be a variety. You can do up your own thing. If you want them hot and spicy, then put in your hot sauce or whatever. So yeah, I really want you guys to start thinking about being prepared. Again, not being a hoarder. You don't have to say that you're a prepper, but being prepared is being mindful of yourself and the things that you need on a daily basis. And again, in a stressful situation, we want to nip that in the butt and make it easier for everyone. Like, have the things that you need to cook. If you're going to be cooking on open fires, I have a video on that. You need certain things for cooking on an open fire. And the things that you have in your kitchen right now might not be any good. So it's an awesome opportunity to start learning these things. And then when you're out thrifting or whatever, yard sailing, or whatever people call it, like garage sales, then you can pick them up as you need them, and you're going to pay pennies on the dollar from getting them at a store or ordering them on Amazon or whatever. And you know, especially with the cast iron and even the camping equipment, everything was better years ago. It was stronger, it lasts. So if you can get your hands on some of the old stuff, you know, even when it comes to the winter time, if you can get a tent, have a tent in your closet, because if you're trying to heat a large area, it's going to be hard. Where if you have a tent, you could pop up in the middle of your living room for everybody to get in there. Your body heat, first of all, will help heat that space, and then you can use something simple like even a candle. A couple candles are going to produce heat. right, inside of a tent. So these are all the things I want you guys to start thinking about. I really believe that we need to be personally responsible for ourselves and our families, and that's being mindful again. If people need medications, you know, you should have a couple months worth of that, and then start to look at different ways and different options. If you can't get the medication, what plants can you turn to medicinally to not replace but make that transition easier on someone, whether it's for, it could be anything, right? So I really want you guys to learn and grow and share all your comments down in the comment section, because we learn from each other in the comment section. When I go to someone's channel, I always look at the comments, because you pick stuff up. People have knowledge to share, and it's all there. So if you guys have any tips and tricks, or if you have any suggestions on different videos I could do regarding preparedness, let me know down in the comments, because like I said, you know, the more prepared we are, the stronger we are, and the better it's all gonna go, right? So thank you so much for coming by my channel and coming out to the Zen Den with me to talk about the difference between preparedness and hoarding. I bless you. Thanks for coming by.